HiRevz Media is sponsored by Born to Ride Motorcycle Magazine. Check out borntoride.com. Alright guys, we're going to update some of the stickers here. Add some, change some. There we go, we got some Ninja Turtle action. Got some Turbo Gary. Pretty sweet. Alright guys, back over here at the shop. Got the CR-V and some old new tires. So the ones that are on here are 225 65 17s. This is a street tire, but these are fairly aggressive tires that are on here. So obviously these are low pros. These are some older ones I've got. A little cracked and dry rotted, but it'll work. So we're gonna get those switched out and then see if we get this thing lowered back down today. All right guys, we're back. Let's get the tires switched out. They do look a little goofy, being this small and this thing being jacked up, but you can kind of see where it's going. To get this thing lowered down, it's gonna look pretty dang good. So I think next though, I'm gonna take off this vent shade bug lifter doohickey thing deflector. These just stick down with double-sided tape, and it is super nasty under here. Have to figure out how to get all that double-sided tape off there. It's pretty gross. All right, guys, I pulled it off of there, and now I sprayed it down with some goof off. This is the gel, so it kind of stays on there a little better. And it looks pretty nasty, but this is what you really want: a plastic razor blade. You can find these on Amazon. I'll give you a link in the description. But you just kind of work them up, and the plastic, it's sharp enough to get all the glue off, but it's not so sharp that you, I mean, you can scratch the paint, but it's not so sharp that you're going to do it easily like a real razor blade. But this thing will pretty much take it off of there. I mean, it's you can kind of clean it up, and a minute later works pretty good. So go with that. All right guys, there's the front end. Looks so much better. So get that mostly cleaned off pretty good, and then wiped it down with some dishwashing soap and rinsed it off real good just to clean it up a little bit, but that looks so much better to me. All right guys, so these are the coilovers we have for it, and these are authentic Yonaka Motorsport coilovers. So these are fully adjustable with height and preload, which is pretty nice. So try to get these things installed, get this thing lowered back down. So we got the car up on the lift, and I think I'm going to start with this front left driver's side here, get it busted loose, and then get it in there. So Greg did put the True Heart camber adjuster plates on here, all that good stuff. Lift kits on here, stock coils, so we get those off. All right guys, so I got the wheel off. Next thing I'm gonna do is bust these nuts up on the very top up here. I start dropping down all this, and then we'll take that loose here, the clamp, and then maybe have to take that out probably do. All right, so that one is down, out of the way. Did get everything busted loose. And here is the old Yonaka back in. We can get it up in place. There we go. And I can already tell that is going to be much shorter. Get that thing up there. Get it all bolted in. And then this is good. We'll test it and then we'll tighten these down. All right, that is back in place. And this is tight right here. So now I'm gonna have to lift up on the rotor and everything to get it back in line because we're obviously lowering the car. All right, there's this side back together. It's a huge difference in the gap. Definitely pulled it up. So I got it about what I think is right. We'll just see when this thing goes all the way down and it has pressure back on it. So I did raise it all the way up with the jack until I started lifting the car to see about where it was gonna be. So I think this might be good. So on to the next one. All right, guys, so for the rear, I take this wheel off and then we've got, again, 2 bolts up in here on the inside, which is nice. I got these little plates, you just remove them. And then we've got bolt down there, and then we just gotta finagle it out of there. All right, guys, so up here under this little inspection cover, you've got 2 more 14s there, and then another 14 on the main bolt down the bottom, and you just pull down on it, it'll drop down in, and you can just get out of there. All right, guys, there it is. So it's just the 2 bolts there, and then the one down at the bottom. And the shorter ones always seem to fit in a little easier than the big long ones, so not near as much space. So hopefully that's about right. I'm just kind of eyeing it. When it settles, we'll see for sure, and then we have to readjust it all. All right, guys, check her out. That actually looks pretty dang good. And that was just kind of guessing what I thought might look right in the end. And they were somewhat set. I had to mess around with them a little bit. Seemed like one of them seemed about right on the front, and I mixed the other one to it, or matched the other one to it. Same thing with the rear, and that looks pretty dang good. So getting me another tire for the rear. That looks pretty dang good. This thing should handle really good now. So, and it'll probably settle a little bit more after this. So finally got that finished up though.
Time to get out and play. AMSOIL delivers the ultimate protection for your vehicles and equipment. Fast, free shipping right to your door. Spend $100 and shipping is on us. Order now at amsoil.com.